aggregate in 2 years, blood. 10-2, blood, yeah?
It's finished off by Neumann again. It's 3-1 to Arsenal against Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich are my sleep paralysis demon. My entire childhood was filled with that stupid German club slapping us up left, right and centre. The amount of trauma they put me through as an Arsenal fan is nothing short of diabolical. We've played them 10 times since 2013 and won a grand total of 2 of those games. And one of those wins, we literally lost on aggregate anyways. Back in 2013 they came to the Emirates in the Champions League round of 16 and relentlessly hammered us 3-1 as we conceded some of those calamitous goals the sport has ever seen in true Arsenal fashion. In the second leg we managed to pull 2 goals back, but it was too little too late as we went out on away goals. In 2014 we drew them again in the round of 16, however this time we had a world-class talent on our hands, Mesut Ozil, and early on he got in behind and won us a penalty, giving us a chance to take the lead, just for him to flip and miss it. This bozo Szczesny then decided to absolutely clatter Robin to get himself sent off. Alaba went on to miss a penalty for Bayern, but our hope didn't last long as Kroos smacked it in from the edge of the box, before Müller headed in a late dagger. Schweinsteiger went on to make it 3 in the second leg, and a Podolski bullet ended up just being a consolation. But in 2015, everything changed. We drew Bayern in the group stage this time, and after losing our opening 2 games to Dinamo Zagreb and Olympiacos, this game was a must-win to stay in the competition. Walcott had a chance from close range, but Bayern's demonic witchcraft was at full effect as Neuer somehow saved us. They seemed unbeatable, but later on, Giroud headed into an empty net to give us a crucial lead, and then in stoppage time, Hector Bellerin won the ball back and sped in behind, laying it into Mesut Ozil to finally get his goal against Bayern Munich and secure a famous 2-0 victory. But little did we realise the mistake we had just made. By finally beating Bayern, we had awoken the beast. Before they had been going easy on us, but now in the away fixture, we were dealing with a completely different animal. Yeah, we lost 5-1. 5-1! Potentially the most embarrassing night in our European history so far. And emphasis on the so far part because it was about to get a whole lot worse. The following season we actually finished top of our group ahead of PSG, but somehow we still managed to draw Bayern Munich in the round of 16. However, this time it was bound to be the most competitive game between the 2 teams yet, because like I said, we won our group and Bayern finished second in theirs. So maybe we were actually the favourites.
Drop it.
Already dead.
2, 1, go.
Bayern Munich versus Arsenal in the 2017 Champions League round of 16 was the most traumatizing, despicable, preposterous, catastrophic, and flat out diabolical tie of football I have ever witnessed in my entire existence. To this very day I require a trigger warning when I ask someone for the time and it's 50 minutes past the hour, because hearing the words 10-2 sends shivers down my spine. 10 flipping goals in their Champions League knockout tie, and not even that, 3 games in a row against Bayern, we lost 5-1. How is that even possible? Did you not acquire any shame after the first 2 times that you went and did it again in your own flipping yard? And what made it worse was that after this loss we didn't qualify for the Champions League for another 6 years after it, which meant we had to sit on this 10-2 humiliation for over half a decade. But in 2023 we finally made it back into the Champions League, and yet again we drew Bayern Munich in the knockout stage. However, this Bayern wasn't the same Bayern we faced in 2017. This was the worst Bayern team in modern history. They finished 3rd in the Bundesliga behind Stuttgart and had Eric flippin' Dyer in defence. Meanwhile, we were taking the Champions League by storm on our return, and we're big favourites for this time. So it came to no surprise when Bukayo Saka curled an opener for us just 12 minutes in. This was a different Arsenal, and Bayern were actually scared of us. We didn't have any of those other bozos in our squad anymore. This was an elite team, or so I thought. A couple minutes later Ben White was through on goal and somehow managed to miss, and we were punished for it as Jakub Kiwior completely missed the ball and Naby went through to level the scores. And then our defence morphed into a bunch of conspicuous bozos. It felt like I was watching 2017 Arsenal as Sane ran through about 6 players and was taken down for a penalty. And of course, up stepped Harry Kane, the man who has scored about 47 penalties against Arsenal in his career, now playing against us with Bayern Munich. This was like a recipe for PTSD, and of course he flippin' scored it, and somehow our best team team in years was losing to this terrible Bayern team. In the second half, Gabriel Jesus sent De Ligt to the shadow realm before laying it on a plate for Trossard to equalise. But we still needed a winner to give us some breathing room. And in the dying seconds, Bukayo Saka found himself in behind and was taken down by Neuer in the box. But somehow, this wasn't given as a penalty. Bayern were clearly doing some black magic yet again, as how is this not a foul? And we ended up being absolutely robbed at the Emirates, as Kimmich headed in the only goal at the Allianz to send Bayern through 3-2 on aggregate, and once again, Bayern had broken our hearts. And that takes us up to today, as we face Bayern in the league phase of the Champions League. Now going into this game, Bayern were unbeaten this season, winning 17 games whilst drawing 1 and scoring 64 goals. Meanwhile, Arsenal have been taking the Premier League by storm and had 4 clean sheets in a row in the Champions League, also winning all 4 games. This was set to be a true clash of the titans. This wasn't like the previous years. This was truly the 2 best teams in Europe going face to face. And I can tell you that this time, we weren't playing around.
We tired of playing with your ass, nigga. Today your ass is gonna die, bitch.
And of course, early on, we had to hit them with our customary corner dagger as Tim headed in the opener. Eze then sent Upa Maguire to the shadow realm and narrowly missed this chance to make it 2, before Bayern scored a fluky tap-in equaliser a minute later. It was 1-1 at half-time, but in the second half, Arsenal came out a different animal, as Calafiori whipped it in for Madueke to score his first goal for the club and put us back into the lead. And then with 15 minutes to go, Neuer went full bozo and collapsed on the halfway line, giving Martinelli an open goal to plunge the dagger into Bayern hearts, sealing an incredible 3-1 victory as Bayern got absolutely battered. Honestly, in this game, Bayern were lucky we didn't get a 5-1 of our own against them, as we missed a whole bunch of massive chances. After the game, Kimmich came out and said we rely on set pieces, and that PSG, who they beat, were a harder game. Well, if we're sharing, mate, Sunderland were also a harder game than Bayern for us, so you can suck yourself respectfully. Anyways, we're now top of both the Premier League and the Champions League tables, and no one can deny we're the best team in the world right now. In fact, I'm thinking this season we could win the quadruple.
We can win the quadruple. People might laugh because the quadruple. Absolutely.
And next up, we've got these bums at the bridge, Chelsea. And when we win that game, the league's basically going to be wrapped up already in November. Man, it truly is a beautiful time to be an Arsenal fan. Hey yo, you absolute bozo! Why haven't you liked the video yet? Make sure to absolutely bukkake that like button and subscribe whilst you're at it. Thank you. Yo, so whilst I was editing this video, I noticed that the video is nearly 8 minutes in it, and you know how YouTube works, like I want to get some more peas in it, so let me just waffle for a bit at the end of this video, So firstly, let me plug my Instagram, go make sure you follow me on Instagram, Secondly, go follow me on TikTok, because I've been posting some content on there recently, innit, like a few reactions to the games and that. So if you want to see my live reactions to what's going on, I posted a Chelsea Barcelona one recently, Arsenal Bayern Munich one recently, so go watch those videos, innit. And furthermore, let me throw out some predictions for the Arsenal Chelsea game this weekend. In my opinion, we're gonna absolutely batter them because they're meaty. So I'm saying Chelsea 0, Arsenal 4. Remember that game, when Liverpool beat Leicester 4-0 in 2019, It's gonna be like that one, when they beat second place 4-0 and everyone's gassing up Leicester that year and they slapped them 4-0. It's gonna be like that, bro. Trust me. Saka hat-trick, incoming. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed, of course, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, bro. And I'll see you next time, innit? In a bit, G.